Yeah, I think.
Shut up! I messed up!
You fool.
Shut up, Dingo. I messed up. I messed up. Okay. Welcome to episode 4 of High Crimes, guys. So we're going to be covering this video here, the interrogation tape of Alek Minassian. How do you pronounce that, Two Guns? Minassian? Minassian. All right, that's cool. I like him already. No, he's. I'm kidding. So, yep. Start over. Show's ruined. I'm in the stream. We'll try another day. So yeah, what's up, everybody? Make sure to hit the like button. This should be an interesting story. I like a little bit of the jokes that I was seeing in the chat before the stream. I saw Skabibi said the unibrower. That had me cracking up before the show. So luckily enough, or at least I don't know. It's better off for the stream if everybody here hasn't really heard of the story, and that's the case here. I guess nobody here knows about this, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
So that makes it more interesting. I was thinking probably multiple of you guys knew about it, but it's new to me. So I mean, that's what matters, really, right? So all right, I guess we'll get into this here. I should probably take a dab. Cameron's got me jealous over there. Two Guns doesn't realize the only reason I brought him on the show was so he could so I could look at him, and he doesn't even turn the camera on.
Yeah, well, you know, I send you nude pics on the daily. I don't know what your
It's
problem
not enough, okay? It's not enough.
is. I'm flattered, and I also don't care.
All right, I'm gonna take a dab real quick, I guess, before we get this show started. I mean, it is called High Crimes for a reason, right? Poop balls. Don't say that, okay? That's lowbrow, Andrew. I can't believe you made a joke.
Yeah, we don't tolerate lowbrow humans.
Yeah.
Fucking poopy face.
Whoa. Two Guns fills the minority quota. Yeah, that's why I brought him in.
True.
Oh.
I fill all the minority quotas with my one minority.
Yeah. Let's see. Are you? Let me see. Do I need to turn you guys up? Maybe. I feel like you guys are kind of low here. Let me see. And you might be a little low on your own, Two Guns. I'm not sure, but I thought he was here to be the tism expert. Yes, since he's special himself, I brought him on so he could judge the unibrower. Yes. All right, so, and just so everybody knows, this video we're about to watch, there's a link in the description for it. Saw the other people doing the same thing. They're watching through this video, and then they shout them out, put their link in the description. So you guys can check out the original clip on there. I guess while I'm taking a dab, we'll just get it started. I'll start playing the cool guy video. But honestly, I really know little to nothing about this. I just know something about a van. Something about a van happened. Something about a van.
On April 23rd of 2018, at approximately 1:20 p.m., the city of Toronto witnessed the worst mass murder in its history, as 25-year-old Alek Minassian was seen on CCTV, speeding down the sidewalks in a rental van, cutting down each and every soul in his deadly path. 10 people lost their lives. 16 others were severely maimed. His vehicle eventually came to a halt, at which point he was arrested at gunpoint. He was then brought to a Toronto police station and subjected to interrogation 9 hours later.
And you can just have a seat in the corner right over there, okay? Okay. So just have a seat right there, please. Thanks very much.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, good. Did you drink water?
Sure.
Thanks so much. How you feeling?
Feeling good.
You feeling okay? My name's Rob Thomas.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? How are you? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably had better days than this, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am a little shaken, to be honest.
Yeah, a little shaken.
I'm a little shaken.
Usual.
He's a little shaken. God damn.
Just a quick question. This video is done by Kazumi, is it?
Kazumi?
Yeah, Kiz. I'm pretty sure that's his voice.
JC's S.
Oh, okay. It sounds a lot like him if it isn't him then.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, no, right there. Kazumi. Voiceover, Kazumi.
Oh, there you
You're
go.
right.
Picked his voice. Yeah.
Yeah, you smart. You know it.
Obviously.
These eerily literal and matter-of-fact responses will be continuous throughout this interrogation. You will not see a shred of remorse, nor a single attempt to mask the horror of what he had done just hours before. He is diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, yet comes across far more sinister than the average person with the condition. An unfortunate myth about the disorder is that diagnosed individuals have no emotions whatsoever, which is simply not the case. They can have a harder time identifying and fully expressing their emotions, yet most are able to do so to a certain degree. Being autistic doesn't mean you are at greater risk of evil deeds. If this character didn't have Asperger's, his moral compass would still be corrupt, and would still be void of empathy for the victims, but more able to fake empathy for his own self-preservation.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. Yeah. Alek. Mind if I call you Alek?
Yeah, sure.
What do your friends normally call you?
Alek.
Alek. Yeah. Alek, my name's Rob Thomas.
Imagine having this job where you're interviewing somebody who just murdered 10 people. Like,
and he has to sit there and be like polite and friendly
for
several reasons. One, to you're
that's their
more
job.
likely to catch flies with honey, right?
Yeah.
They want this guy to talk, and for another thing, he's technically still a suspect. And you're not supposed to, what the fuck did you do? So he's not even a critique. It's just like I'm with you. It's such like a wild thing to imagine yourself having to do. Like, yeah, we're like 99.9% sure this dude is fucking crazy and did this on purpose. You get to sit in a room and talk to him and figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a crazy job. He reminds me of what's his name? Take a seat.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah, it's like he's being Chris
Hansen.
Chris Hansen, take a seat over here. So
take a seat, right?
So why'd you run over those people? Why'd you do it? What'd you do?
Rob, from here on in, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay.
The reason for the detective's friendly disposition is self-explanatory. It will allow for the development of rapport, thus making the suspect more likely to open up the question.
Two Guns already told us this, okay?
Yeah, I'm smarter than you, voiceover actor douchebag, okay? What
the hell? He heard you saying it, and now he thinks he needs to retell it.
Yet one might wonder why further information is even needed at this point. After all, the evidence they already had on the suspect was conclusive. He was without question the culprit. Yet when a crime is so heinous and abnormal, an appeal for insanity is always a strong solicitation from a defense team. Yet if the detective can establish a motive, it can be used to refute it. And the more detailed and clear-cut the motive, the stronger the state's case will be against him. And establishing this motive will be the priority for the detective throughout this interrogation. It's just a case of building a strong enough connection with a suspect to allow him to divulge it. He needs to feel safe and trust the man he is speaking with.
Alek, I want you to understand something. I'm a senior detective with the Toronto Police. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Now, here's what I want to do, Alek. I want to talk to you, okay? We're going to spend a good deal of time together, okay?
Uh-huh.
It's important that I talk to you, all right? I'm going to ask you questions, okay? I'm going to ask you questions about your background, your education, your relationships with your family and friends, work, travel. And I'm going to ask you questions about what happened today, okay? You don't have to answer those questions if you don't want. If you do decide to answer my questions, would you do me the favor and just speak from the heart? Okay? And just be truthful. That's all I ask. Does that sound fair?
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay. Now, my understanding is earlier today, there was an incident, and you ultimately got arrested by a police officer. Do you remember that?
I do remember getting arrested.
Okay. Do you remember it was a uniformed police officer who arrested you? So in other words, he was a police officer in a uniform?
Yes, I remember he had a uniform.
Yeah, okay. And I know there was a bit of an altercation. We'll get into that. But basically, I just want to kind of cover off a few points before we get started. My understanding is that that incident, the time that you got arrested, you were on or near the area of Yonge Street earlier today. Is that right? And a police officer told you that you were going to be placed under arrest. And he placed you under arrest. Do you remember that?
I remember that.
Okay. Do you remember what he arrested you for?
I believe I may have been arrested for something similar to murder. He carefully avoids defining his actions as murder, and the reasoning behind this will be revealed later on.
Okay. I believe it was originally you were arrested for attempted murder, and subsequent to that, the officer placed you in handcuffs. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, now I remember that.
Do you remember the officer reading you that?
To be honest, I encountered various police officers. I don't remember which one read me that.
Okay, all right. But nevertheless, you were read. We call that caution. You were read that caution.
Yes, actually, now that you mention the word caution, I do remember hearing the words of primary caution and secondary caution.
Okay, great. Okay, that's interesting because not a lot of people can remember those words. Okay, so that's what I read you was what we refer to as a primary caution. Now, in addition to that, I just want to clarify one more thing. Did you speak to the police and tell them what happened today?
Sorry, I'm just need a minute to think about that. Are you asking if I in any way confessed?
Well, I'm asking if you yes, if you confessed or if you made a statement at all to any other police officer.
I never made any significant statement about any events that occurred before I was arrested.
Great. Okay, so if you did have any conversation with any police officer prior to being brought into the room, all right, and that includes making a statement or a confession, okay, I want you to ignore what you've said, okay, and I don't want you to refer back to that conversation, okay. What I mean by referring back, I don't want you to tell me about any conversations you've had with any other police officers, okay. What I'd like to do is start fresh. We call this a clean slate.
Okay.
So from here on in, okay, I want this to be a fresh start.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. The investigator goes through each sequence of events from the suspect's arrest to his arrival at the police station, as well as each of the charges laid against him. This is essentially making sure the suspect is fit to be interrogated, and further establishing that he understands his level of jeopardy. All of these steps are emphasized when the suspect has any type of developmental disorder or psychiatric impairment. The investigator needs to remove any slight possibility that a defense team could use to argue unjust or improper practice.
My understanding is you were taken to the cell area?
Yes.
Okay, and you were placed in a cell. And my understanding is that cell has a bathroom. It has a toilet.
Yes.
It has a toilet and a sink.
Yes.
And then following that, now there were a couple of other events that are important. One was my understanding.
Also, just putting this out there too, I have alcohol, and if people tip a good bit, I can maybe start drinking alcohol. Just saying. Huh.
I could get loopy.
You're lying.
Why'd you have to
Yeah.
50.
Beat him up, Cameron.
You ruined it.
Yeah. It was all on purpose. But yeah, maybe Skabibi can put the link in the chat. for people to tip if they want to support and get me drinkings?
Understanding is you were given an opportunity to speak to a lawyer.
And maybe two guns will drink too.
And you indicated to the officers that you didn't have a lawyer.
Correct.
And that you didn't know who to call.
Correct.
And so the officers offered you an opportunity to speak to duty counsel, which is that free legal service that I talked about.
Correct.
Okay. And my understanding is you spoke to duty counsel.
Correct.
Okay.
No.
And is that right?
No, the other link, Scooby B. Do I not have the right link in the chat? Hold on.
You believe the Shabisky guy? Guys, donate to Shabisky so he can get a new brain, because he's clearly dumb.
Muted mics, wrong links. What else could possibly go wrong at this point?
Yeah, we need the Dabisky one. It's not in the description. Let's see. Yeah, it's not there. Let me get it.
What a dumbass.
Stop it.
They're also establishing with this guy that he can remember a chain of events that were pretty complex. So if he starts going, I can't remember, they can just go, well, we talked you through from the moment of your arrest to being in the police station, and that's a massive chain of events. And you even remember specifically a police officer mentioning the caution thing. You can throw away that as a defense that, you know, I don't remember anything. It was a psychotic break. It was clearly you remember stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I just fixed it. If you refresh the stream, it'll change in the description. But here's the link in the description. Or in the chat. I mean, can't even talk. Okay, so. Yeah. It's interesting how much build up there is to the part where he actually, like, gets to the part where he talks about what he actually did. He does a lot of there's a lot of they talk for a while and work up to that and everything. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, he does that to do that kind of thing, like you were saying, establish that he can remember these kind of things and all that. I mean, these are interesting things. Most of the people that I guess I've seen some people commentating on these things, and they're like people who went to law school and stuff. It's like we're not that, but it's still interesting to watch and commentate on. And I mean, yeah. All right, but yeah, let's play.
In other words, there wasn't anybody listening to your conversation?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I don't want you to tell me what the lawyer said, but did you understand what the lawyer was telling you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you satisfied with the information that he told you?
Yes.
Okay. So my understanding is, as the night progressed and as we were learning more information, it came to our attention that 7 people have died. Sorry, 9 people have died. I apologize. As a result of an incident that occurred on Yonge Street. And
I thought you all were lawyers.
My understanding is
no, only Cameron. He's the only lawyer here. That's why I bring him along. But other than that,
I'm a legal.
Yeah. Hold on, real quick. Billy Boy Blue coming through with a 5 says, "Good thing I waited until my buzz hit. I could use the wrong link. You scamming scammers." Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Big Balls.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Thank you, Cameron. Cameron coming through with a 10 says drink bisky. I need to change it where it actually reads it. They need a stoner voice on there for that or something. Okay, I will get a glass real quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, hold on 1 second.
Time's up. He's fired. Thanks for coming, everyone. Show's over. Biscuit sucks. And 2 Guns is the greatest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. Say it again. Say it again. guess I'll fetch a drink right here.
Look, Cam's job is to sit there, sipping on a beer and judging you all silently. It's what he does best, and you all know it, and that's why you're all a bit self-conscious of the fact that you know he's judging you because you've done something wrong. He knows it, you know it.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, thank you guys. And, alright, so I got kind of a bigger glass, because the one that I'd normally use is dirty. Oh, wait. Hold on a second here.
Man, you already had a second. What's wrong with you?
So, two guns. Let's just do some hypothetical. What if this was you? What defense would you go with? I'd go with the Grand Theft Auto defense. It's like, thought I was playing Grand Theft Auto.
I would go with the sign was obstructed. There was like a tree in front of the road sign.
Okay. That glass wasn't fully clean. I saw some shit on it. So I took that to the kitchen.
Why are you shitting your glasses?
Sometimes you just gotta go. So I got an even bigger glass now. This shit's getting crazy up in this bitch. Okay, so when do I stop here? I don't know. Is that good? Think? I don't know. I'm trying to impress you guys.
Fill it all the way.
No.
Do it.
The devil's talking to me. Oh, I didn't even get a utensil to stirs. Hold up. I'm being slow. Talk about my wiener.
Shabisky's wiener smells like a penis.
Ew.
Yeah, I know, right? Stop the fucking breath.
See, it's only like lunchtime here, but
Okay.
I don't think I have to drive anywhere today. I could start drinking at lunch. Like, today would be a write-off and I'll be unconscious by 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I don't drink very often, but there is Southern Comfort, there is vodka, and there is some Jim Beam. Double oak, twice barreled.
Do it. You won't. No balls.
You saying I've got no Jats crackers, mate?
Yeah.
The can is all fucked up, so I'm trying to open it correctly. Otherwise, you guys ever had a can that's fucked up and then you open it and it only opens from the middle part? Yeah, that's why I'm doing that. Yeah. For some reason, this whole pack, they're all fucked up like this.
Wow, you should go.
I want a refund. I'm gonna sue the company.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, we got this big. That's all the cool guy bourbon. I got it because of Two Guns. He's my inspiration.
Yes. Good old. What kind of bourbon was it? Hashtag not a sponsor.
Kentucky. Oh, Evan Williams.
Evan Williams.
Evan Williams.
Evan Williams. Evan Williams. Kentucky bourbon.
Is that Coke? Yeah, Coke and whiskey. Andrew, Coke and whiskey. I ain't drinking none of that nasty motherfucking Dr. Pepper. Cameron, what do you think?
You know what's real good?
What? Poop?
Bourbon and Dr. Pepper.
Fuck your anus, okay? Why'd you fuck them up? No, I didn't fuck the cans up. They did. I don't know why. I don't know what their problem with cans are, but okay. Shameless product. Dank Dumpster Puppet Organization of the Coca-Cola. Yes. I work for Coca-Cola. Okay, so let's get back to this video. Thank you to Cameron and Bill Hicks for coming through with the tip. Thank you guys. Are you drinking Two Guns?
Not yet. I could though.
You fucking drink right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
See, look, Cameron's drinking. Look, you have to do it now. You'll be grounded.
What's in it?
I want to do everything Cam does. I have to.
What's in it for us though? If we drink,
a penis is in it. Is in you.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. I My penis. All right, let's get
this.
Yeah, drink, okay, or else.
Spoke to you to advise
or else you'll
you
die.
That the charges
Maybe.
would be
I don't know.
upgraded to 9 counts of first-degree murder. Do you understand what first-degree murder is?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper is
It's
gross.
a premeditated murder and completely intentional and considered to be what's known as in cold blood.
Well, yeah, that's a fairly
He surprised him with that.
I'm describing it. What is premeditated? It means premeditated. You understand what premeditated means?
Yes, it would mean that someone
Tequila
planned
fruit
for
juice
that
coming
murder in advance.
Right. Planning
It's
and
Coca-Cola
deliberation. In other
raisin.
words, if somebody committed first-degree murder, they would have took the time out to think about what they were going to do, sit down and deliberate over the plan. So in other words, they were going to sit down and go over the details of the plan, figure out what it is they were going to do, and how they were going to execute the plan, and so on and so forth, to commit a murder. Plan and deliberate. That's what it means. So there's a lot of thought and energy that goes into planning to kill somebody. That's what first-degree murder is. You're going to be charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder, okay, as well as 15 counts of attempted murder. I've read you your rights to counsel, your caution, secondary caution, and so forth. Do you wish to speak to a lawyer? The choice is yours.
Yes, I will speak to a lawyer.
You want to speak to a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Okay. Did you have a lawyer, or did you want to speak to duty counsel?
Yeah.
I like to
Nah, fuck a lawyer.
So can you?
Nah.
You should have just
I don't
said.
know if I can get behind another van and try again. I feel like I could do better.
Oh God. Yeah, this guy is very weird. Imagine doing that kind of thing and then a little while later being just like so calm and casual like he is right there. Like at the very least, if I somehow got into some crazy like mental state and did some crazy shit like that or accidentally did it or something, I would be like shooken up for fucking like the next fucking year or something. I don't know, let alone the you know hours after. Yeah, well, I mean, it would be something that would make like I wouldn't be so casual an hour later or whatever. That's for sure. I would be shooken up as hell. That would be a crazy.
The most charitable reason I could possibly think of for someone to be this chill about doing such a thing, and they weren't like, and they did, you know, it wasn't premeditated, would be like, yeah, they had a mental break, did the thing, and then they're just like in shock, and they've just like all their emotional, they've just shut down, and they're just responding to what they hear, not like even, you know, but at the same time, like he's sitting there and thinking about his answers every time, so.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. He I guess killed 10 people and hit 15 people. 15 people in total. It's just crazy. Do that
just
kind
hold
of
on.
thing.
Just can you sit tight for 1 second? I'm just gonna exit the room here for 1 minute. So, before we go any further, just tell me what happened from the time we left this room.
And with that being said, that his job is doing this kind of stuff, how much times do you think, how often do you think he gets attacked and has to defend himself? Because, like, look at this situation right here. He's in front of somebody who just tried to kill 15 people, and the guy's not chained up or anything. Like, he doesn't have handcuffs or nothing. And it's like, what are the chances someone who does that kind of shit, let alone just, you know, kills one person or something, is gonna just fucking attack him? I'm curious how often.
It's probably sometimes.
Yeah, I'd imagine it happens pretty often. With his job, seems pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I guess you have to balance it against the like, however they're reading the perp. Like, if he's been, you know, he did the thing, and if the whole process of them taking him in, well, it sounds like there was an altercation near the beginning of it, but, like, if after the point he was in cuffs, he was just completely calm and cooperative, I could see, like, plus this is Canada, so, you know, they're over-friendly, and yeah, maybe. But I'm sure that some percentage of the time, someone dupes them into not getting cuffed, and then they just have another little psychotic break or fit of anger in this interrogation room. And I'm sure there are cops like right outside, though. You know, like not where the perp can see them because it would mess with the interrogation, but like they can hear what's going on. See what's going on.
Yeah. Look, the dude. It's not like he went into a mall and just murdered 40 people with his bare hands. He was in a car. It's not like you're looking at the guy. He's not a huge dude.
Yeah. Well, my point is like the person that does do it with their bare hands. He's probably interviewing them too.
He's probably and they probably shackle that son of a bitch down with.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe
they
the
give
fact
him concrete shoes before they start.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe because he didn't kill people with his hands themselves and stuff. They don't consider him to be that big of a danger. And that's
I'm sure it's case by case.
Yeah, they've judged him as not an immediate physical threat to their well-being and safety. Now, keep in mind, I'm guessing that in Canada, police actually do have guns for the most part. So he's in a building. That camera's being watched by someone else. There's probably a mirror somewhere as well where a bunch of people are watching him. And if he even stands up, there'd probably be 10 dudes bum rushing into that room to just jump on him. So he wouldn't get much done, and he wouldn't have very long.
Well, he's a pussy, okay? I would do hella shit, okay?
Of course you would.
I'm kidding.
You're the greatest.
Yeah, I'm the greatest. Yeah, I don't like Chris Hansen. I don't like him. I don't think he's that cool. Okay, I think I'd be way better at telling people to sit down. Okay.
Yeah, this guy's no beefcake, so I don't think they're too worried about him.
He's a beefcake.
What took place?
My lawyer told me not to answer.
Okay.
Due process was given to the suspect upon the request of legal counsel, and as expected, he was advised to remain silent. Yet this doesn't mean authorities are legally obligated to stop the questioning process once the suspect is briefed. Although the suspect has been advised to remain silent, Detective Thomas will have lost no confidence with regard to the primary objective.
I understand that, okay, and I'm glad you told me that. You know why? Because that tells me you understand what your rights are, okay? But you need to understand something, okay? We, the police, have a job to do, okay? And that job includes collecting evidence, speaking to people, trying to understand and uncover what's happened, what took place, and asking questions. And we're obligated to sit down and speak to people like yourself who are in this position and ask you questions, all right? Your lawyer's right, you don't have to answer any questions, okay? But you need to understand something, Alek, okay? I still have to ask you questions, okay? And I'm going to ask you questions, all right? And I'm going to talk, okay? And it's not, I'm not doing that to make you feel intimidated or to make you scared or to say things that you don't want to hear, okay? But the bottom line is we have a very difficult job to do, okay? And this is a very, very important matter that we're dealing with here today, all right? So I'm going to ask you questions. If you don't want to answer them, you can tell me you don't want to answer them. Or you don't have to say anything at all. I totally understand that. But as long as we can still maintain that respect that we talked about at the beginning, is that cool?
Yes.
Is that cool? You're not going to offend me, okay? You're not going to make me upset or insult me if you say, Rob, I don't want to answer that question, okay?
The detective recounts the events that occurred from the time they last left the room to the time they returned.
If I'm not mistaken, the officers fed you, is that right?
Yes.
Downstairs in the cells?
Yes.
What did they feed you?
He then poses the first open-ended question, a question that cannot be answered with a yes or no response.
Sandwich and juice.
A sandwich and a juice, okay.
This may seem inconsequential, yet it's a fairly significant breakthrough. The suspect has already unintentionally gone against his lawyer's advice, which would have been to only respond with yes, no, or I don't wish to answer, and only to questions not related to the crime. If he is capable of making a slip-up this early on, it lets the detective know he will be likely to make a more serious error later on when he encounters more incriminating questions. The strategy will now focus on the development of rapport, while slowly and subtly shifting the dialogue from trivial matters to the actual circumstances related to the crime.
What was that?
I didn't have access to the time at the time I was fed.
Okay. Are you hungry?
No.
Okay. Did you have anything else to eat today?
I ate before I was arrested.
Okay. And what time was that?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you remember what you ate?
I don't recall.
Okay. All right. If you're hungry at all, at any point in time, you just let me know.
Oh.
Okay. If you need to borrow the washroom, you just let me know. Okay. I'm going to leave that up to you to tell me. Okay, because I'm not going to know if you're hungry or not. I'm not going to know if you need to go to the washroom. So I'm going to rely on you to tell me that. Is that cool?
Yes.
All right. How much sleep did you have last night?
About 8 hours.
About 8 hours. And how did you sleep?
I slept well.
You slept well. And where did you sleep? Was it your home?
I do not wish to answer that.
Okay, all right. Nevertheless, you slept well. Okay. I want to ask you something, Alek, and this is important. Are you on any kind of medication right now?
No.
Okay, so do you take any, what I mean by medication, do you take anything prescribed for any physical injuries or ailments of any type?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. What about medication for psychological issues?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. Alek, can I ask you this? Because it's important. And I'm saying this because I think I know the answer. But am I wrong to understand that in high school you were identified as someone with special needs?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay. How are things at home?
Good.
With you and your family?
Yes.
Are you close to your mom and dad?
Yes.
Yeah. And what about your relationship with your brother?
It's good.
Good. I understand you were born in Canada.
Yes.
Yeah, and your parents immigrated to Canada some time ago, and they're originally from Iraq. Is that right?
I do not wish to confirm or deny that.
Okay. All right. Okay. I just say that because we've spoken to your dad, and he's worried about you. I'll tell you that. Okay.
The investigator evokes the sentimental thought of the suspect's father being worried about him. It's designed to conjure an emotional feeling in his mind.
And I ask you these questions, and I'm not trying to intimidate. I'm not trying to scare you. Okay.
The emotional conception of his father's concern is then interlinked with the immediate questioning process taking place. There is no given explanation of any resemblance or connection between the two elements, yet the intimate thought of his father has now been subjectively merged with the detective. It's a subliminal and also very subtle attempt to build trust. A simple way of putting it would be that the investigator is trying to develop a father figure connection with the suspect, and then use the assurance of a father figure to extract information. You also start to see the detective use terminology and parlance associated with parenthood.
The reason why I ask these questions is because it's important that I get to know you better. All right? We just met for the very first time, and you don't know me. Am I right?
Correct.
Right. And I've never met you.
You always answer so weird.
But I do know a great deal about you.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's important I get to know you better. And the reason why I say that is because this is an important issue that brings you here today. Okay? It's very serious. And I think I would be neglectful if I didn't at least try and understand who you are. That's all I'm trying to do. You understand?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you feel intimidated right now? Are you scared or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Will you let me know if that ever happens?
I will let you know.
Okay, all right. My understanding is you were in a special needs class in high school. Okay. In my conversation with you, in my experience with people with special needs, because I've been doing this a long time, and I have actually family members who have special needs because of a variety of different reasons. I can recognize people who have special needs, and so the reason why I'm saying that is because I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying. Okay. I don't want to be saying something that is going to confuse you or make you feel uncomfortable or make you feel scared. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Are you in any kind of relationship right now with an intimate partner? I mean, do you have a girlfriend or a?
I do not wish to answer that.
No. Okay. All right. What about friends? Do you have a group of friends that you typically hang around with?
I do not wish to answer that.
Am I to understand that you've had some military experience in the past?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Was it in Canada? I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah. And my dad was in the military. Did you have a particular skill that you wanted to develop, or was it just?
I was interested in learning how to use weapons.
Beautiful. Okay.
Specifically large guns. Unfortunately, I never made it far enough in my basic training to.
What do you think about that 2 guns? He wanted to be like you.
I want to learn to use large guns. Man after my own. Wait, no. That is funny. That's really funny.
Large guns. Yeah, good thing.
Large guns.
Like, I don't know. It's like he took down a lot of people. He could have took down a lot more people if he would have had a gun. So good thing that wasn't the case.
Especially a large one.
Yeah, especially a large one. Damn.
It's just such a it's just silly answer to me in the context, especially why? Why would you even say that?
Yeah.
Doesn't want to say if he has friends or a girlfriend, but
yeah.
I like large guns.
Yeah, large guns specifically.
Obviously the police have got guns, and he's thinking, I'm getting pretty friendly with this police officer at this point. Maybe he'll let me use his gun.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, see, this guy's 4D chess, this bloke in the white with the really cool Jordan shoes on. Is that the latest?
Jordans? Definitely Jordans.
Yeah, there's a new Kanyeezys or something over there. Kanyeezys. They sell for five grand. That's all.
Air Jordan Yeeties. No? Oh, God, I don't know.
You want to kiss about this?
Later, after the show.
All right, okay, babe. All right.
Use guns, so I don't know what type of guns the military uses.
Oh, okay. Do you find yourself play a lot of video games? A guy like you, 25 years old, imagine you're.
Yeah, I actually like playing video games, especially the violent ones.
The violent ones, yeah.
I just like.
What the fuck? He doesn't want to answer all these different questions. You like video games? Right. Yeah, the ones that are real bloody and violent. Those are my favorite.
See, what he's doing, right, is if you can get someone talking, you can just, he'll get him talking about just random shit for 20 minutes, and then he'll hit him with just, this random question out of the blue about what happened, and if his brain is just, he'll meander straight and just blurt out the fucking thing that the cop wants him to say and just incriminate the shit out of himself. He's also not helping at the moment by going, you know, in my spare time, I like to play the most ultra-violent video games that I can find on the dark web. It's like, whoa.
See, this is proof that video games just need to be outlawed. See? Right here.
Yep. I'm convinced. I'm deleting my computer.
Yes.
The science is it. Video games are responsible.
This is 100% proof. This is all I needed.
That's why they're there, right? So as far as being a gamer, how would you classify yourself? Are you
I would classify myself as a hardcore gamer.
Hardcore gamer. So in terms of hours spent during the day playing video games, how often would you? How many hours would you spend?
I would say an average of 5 hours per day.
My understanding is you live in a...
Grub.
You don't...
Scrub.
I don't wish to answer that.
Yeah, wait, we're way more hardcore than that.
He calls himself elite game 5 hours a day. That's scrub bush league tier shit.
That's did you just get home from middle school and play? Oh, that's cute.
Is your mum gonna let you play after 9 p.m? Jesus. Kids these days. I don't know.
But you have a good relationship with your mom and dad?
Yes.
Yeah. And has your relationship always been good with your mom and dad?
Yes.
Okay. And have they been supportive and loving throughout your life?
Yes.
And were there any difficulties in your life growing up with your mom and dad?
No.
No. What about with school? Were there difficulties with school growing up?
No.
No. And so when I talk about that, I'm talking about like the school curriculum. Going to school, learning, and completing your assignments and things like that. Were there any issues?
No.
Okay. What about the students?
No, I never had any issues.
Never had any issue with any of the students or anything like that? No. And I say this because sometimes these things are important. How were you treated by the other students?
I was treated well.
You treated well. Okay. Did you have any difficulties with any particular group of students?
No.
No. What about difficulties with girls in particular?
No.
No difficulties with girls at all?
No.
No, not at all. How do you feel about girls in general?
I'm attracted to them.
Oh, you are? Okay. So you're heterosexual?
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that? Okay, that's important. Have you ever had a relationship with a female?
I don't wish to answer that.
Okay.
Incel.
He never had a problem. Yeah, I think I saw a thing that said incel, so I think that's what this is leading to with
He's never had a girlfriend? All right, here's my first shot in the dark. Never had a girlfriend. Now, I don't know was he born in Canada or did he move over to Canada after living in Iraq for a number of years? Because if that's the case, I'm not sure. But if he's lived in Canada his entire life, sounds like he's a bit of an incel boy that got an infatuation with guns. That's my first guess anyway.
Sounds like two guns to me.
Whoa.
Shut up.
An incel infatuated with guns.
In terms of females, I mean females and women.
I want to learn about large guns.
Large guns, and I love super ultra violent bloody video games. That's my favorite.
Video games and large guns.
Oh, yes.
I'm attracted to girls and large guns.
All right. What we've just come up with is a list of things not to say at your interrogation.
You're a young man, right? We'll call them women. In terms of your feelings towards women in general, how would you describe that?
I would say that sometimes I am a bit upset that they choose to date obnoxious men instead of...
Oh!
Ding, 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 ding.
Show him what he's won!
You have won a life of solitude in a forest somewhere, making videos and uploading them to YouTube with a very, very bitter disposition on life.
Yay!
Everybody hit the thumbs up button for me and keep coming through with those tips, guys. Okay, let's get some big tips coming through on the Dank Dumpster Streamlabs. Let's do it.
My understanding is you have some problems with women who date obnoxious men. Right?
Yes.
And these guys, I'm thinking you're talking about.
Don't you love how it went from like, oh, I don't have problems with girls and stuff like that. Never had a problems with girls. Oh yeah, well I am kind of tired of them dating all these obnoxious men and not me. That pisses me off. Like
my large guns won't date obnoxious men.
What I'm glad about is I had a hunch because of his background that he'd come over from Iraq and he may have been radicalized, but it seems to me that he was so bad at talking to ladies that after being rejected for a while, he decided to go on turn people into speed bumps.
Yeah.
A slight overreaction to not getting a date, may I add. That's, there's levels of reactions, like going home and drinking yourself to sleep. That might be a reaction to not getting a date that night. Playing some video games, not the violent ones.
Yeah. Like,
even the violent ones, it's just something else to do, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like imagine he's on a date with a girl. She's like, "What do you like to do?" "Oh, I'm a hardcore video gamer. I love the super violent, bloody ones, video games. Oh, that's my favorite. And I love big guns." Okay, all right.
And then she says, how long do you play games for each night? And he says 5 hours, and she just looks at him and goes, scrub, and walks away.
Yeah, bitch, I play Fortnite for at least 8 hours a day. Fuck you.
I don't date noobs.
Yeah, it's like Skabibi said, women shouldn't date obnoxious men. They should be dating creepy incels like me. It's like, yeah, like, could you imagine going on a date with this guy and like within the first like 10 minutes, if you like, it would be so, he'd say some of the weirdest fucking shit ever, and you'd be thrown off, and it would be like, a lot of people are really stupid, like with dating. Well, they'll like where you could just say something small and they'll easily be turned off and stuff, but like he's the kind of guy that would say some really creepy shit, and he doesn't think he's the problem, Just,
well, right now he's in custody as the prime suspect of
yeah,
a pretty freaking horrific incident. So
yeah,
I don't think his chances of dating have gone up any since this. So here's another tip.
Well, if he swings both ways, maybe.
Well, you know what? His chances of becoming a penis warmer during the cold winter months in Canada have just increased 100%. So there's that.
Armenia. Oh, Raisin says it was Armenia, not Iraq.
I thought the cop said Iraq. I'm half deaf and really old and senile. I apologize. He's Armenian. Okay.
Yeah, you're basically a piece of shit, but we already know.
Yeah. I mean,
just don't let Jank or Sank or Spank or Spank whatever his name is from the Young Turks know those Whoops.
Sank Uyghur.
Don't go there. Don't go there.
Skank yogurt.
Spank yogurt. What?
All right.
Fellows who are loud,
take a seat.
Arrogant,
At least
generally outgoing and popular with girls.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have a problem with the women that date these fellas?
Yes.
Why is it that you have a problem with the women?
Because I feel that it's illogical to be dating such men when they could be dating gentlemen instead.
Right. That makes sense. I mean, and I've seen that because I've.
And he's a true gentleman, right?
One of the issues that I had as a kid growing
Obviously.
up. Because I was. This is going to say you might not believe me, but I wasn't a very big kid growing up. I was actually very, very small, and it took me a long time to grow, and so as a result, I was kind of ostracized. You know what I mean by ostracized? I was kind of
cast aside.
Yeah. And or I left out, like I wouldn't get picked for teams, or anything like that.
So he's obviously trying to like relate to him here to get him to admit, because he's calling his bluff on the like he that everybody just liked him at school and everything. It's like he's being like, well, I was picked on,
The last guy.
Right, Two Guns. He's trying to relate to him, right? Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right.
You ever see those television shows where all the kids are lined up and they're getting picked for the teams, and there's always one guy left out at the end?
Yeah.
That was me. I was that guy. And
all
I never,
right, now
never,
hold on. Now he's trying to identify and make out like you. I know what it feel like to be the outcast.
Yeah.
I identify with you. It's just like to be able to sit there and be this diplomatic towards someone that you, at this point, they know. They know he did it. You just takes a better man than I am, because I couldn't do it. I'd probably last about 10 seconds, and then I'd pick him up and suplex him through the table and just go, why did you
why did you do that to those people?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like, how someone can just, like in Grand Theft Auto, boom, boom, it's a video game, but he did that in real life. That's like Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Yeah, and it makes me think too. We were talking about whether he got a gun and stuff. Like, I feel like maybe he would have killed less people if he would have been fucking with a gun. Because I feel like most shootings we hear about, I don't know. Am I wrong? It seems like he killed more people than most shootings talk about and stuff. Like the parade shooting, I think had I don't know the numbers on like mass shootings, but I'm very confident that like just all gun incidents in general probably have an average victim count. Just shooting from the hip here, I'd guess like 1 to 3 tops on average.
Yeah, and the mass shooting class. What's the mass shooting classification in America? I think
there's a few definitions. The FBI is 4 or more.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are other metrics to use. And data, honestly, could be a lot better on that whole front, and that is a whole separate conversation and problem. But yeah, 10 is 10 too many. But like as these things go, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, 10, and then think there's also 5 people that are however fucked up. They might be paralyzed from this or something like that. Who knows? The injuries, just the emotional trauma. That too, but people are going to be probably fucked up those other people pretty well too. I imagine those 5 other people. If he killed, Yeah. They're probably living with some seizures for the rest of their life or something because of that shit and crazy bullshit they have to deal with. All right, let's see.
Very popular with women, girls in school, and that kind of actually went on through the early part of my adulthood until I started, getting taller and maturing, right? But I understand exactly what you meant, because I was, as a kid growing up, I was, I was like any other kid, any other young man, right? You would look at attractive girls. And I knew I was probably just as smart, if not smarter, than some of the clowns they were dating. But because, for whatever reason, I didn't have what it took, they wouldn't date me. Because I think because I was short, they wouldn't date me, and they'd end up dating, the tall jocks and the other,
He needs to start crying right in front of him. Get like.
Now that's rapport building.
Yeah. Nobody ever accepted me because I was too short.
You know what? You're free to go. You had the right idea.
Oh my god.
Let's go hire a car. Come on.
Oh my god. Whoa. You guys are grounded and pounded.
Good looking fellas.
Whoa.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, then you kind of resent these girls, right?
Yeah.
Because, it's kind of a superficial way of deciding, who it is
because
you're
height is an unfair.
The incel detective.
Your height.
Yeah, he has these problems with girls. I wonder how many of the victims were female.
This is the first time the suspect added his own input to a topic without being asked a question first. It's a sign that he is beginning to develop trust, and the investigator now maintains this development by focusing on the detail that made him open up.
Right, exactly. Right. What other things can't you control?
You can't control your looks either.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. Although you're not a bad-looking guy.
Thank you.
No, you are. You're a good-looking guy. You keep yourself well, and you're good. You're fit. You're tall. What other things can't you control?
I'm unaware. I'm not aware of anything else you can't control.
What about like physical disabilities? Right. Obviously, if you were blind, or
Unfortunately, you can't control that.
Yeah, you can't control that. That's what I mean. So these are things you can't control, or other disabilities. If you're mentally handicapped, or if you have an amputee, or there's other things. So does that would you include that in those issues that you can't control?
Yes.
And so how long have you had this this feeling towards women who are attracted to this particular type of guy?
Ever since I started college.
Ever since you started college, okay. Was it something that occurred as a result of a single incident? Like, was there one particular moment in your life where it sort of struck home? This was a problem, or was it just
A broad outline of a motive has essentially been identified for the crime, and the detective is now trying to zero in on particulars. The more detail he can get from the suspect about his established motive, the more incriminating it will be in a court of law.
On Halloween of 2013, I was attending
Billy Boy Blue, you better come through with some big tips, big balls, okay, or you're grounded.
House party, and I walked in and attempted to socialize with some girls. However, they all laughed at me and held the arms of the big guys instead.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of rude.
That's kind of rude.
How did that make you feel?
I felt very angry.
Yeah.
Anger and resentment, the underlying causes for revenge. The reason the legally insane are given leniency is because they are deemed incapable of these complex and multi-layered emotions.
Said he's crafting one right
with
now.
Evil intent. Their criminal infractions will have no reason or purpose. Yet the suspect has now admitted to quenching the hostility he felt from rejection by
Yes, I am a psychic, Billy. It is true. It's true.
inflicting pain and suffering on others.
That they would, because I considered myself a supreme gentleman, I was angry that they would give their love and affection to obnoxious brutes.
Really. And so it was at that particular moment, and that was sort of the defining moment that made you think that, this is wrong, and these people are
Yes.
are unfairly treating you in the way that they were.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
That
a
makes sense. I
supreme
appreciate
gentleman.
That says a lot. And
Who wouldn't want to date this guy?
From that point on, what did you start doing?
I started thinking that it's unfair that,
He said, Silly Boy Blue came through and said, 5 and said, Dank Dumpster needs more tips. More! Feed Chibisky's growth. Feed it! See? See, Billy gets it. He has big balls. Thank you, Billy. He's huge balls. Gigantic balls.
certain guys will
Thank
not
you,
give
Billy.
me love and affection from girls.
This is why the word incel is so heavily associated with entitlement. If you're a normal human being, you might feel lonely when you're not getting love and affection, but not enraged. If you think you are entitled to love and affection, when you don't get it, anger and resentment will likely arise.
Okay. And what do you mean by certain guys?
Such as me, that are very nice and act gentlemanly.
Right. Are there other guys? Did you find other guys are in the same?
I know of several other guys over the internet who feel the same way, but I know they are. I would consider them too cowardly
Silly Boy
to
Blue.
Act on their anger.
Oh, okay. And so on the internet, what were you talking about in terms
Act on their
Specifically,
anger.
certain.
Shut up, you're angering me, Two Guns.
Good. Are you gonna act on it?
Yeah. You just wait. I'm gonna attack
wait.
you with kisses. Yeah?
My only
You're gonna. I'll teach you a
Words
lesson.
on 4chan.
Oh, okay. 4chan.
Please
I'm familiar with
don't.
4chan. Right. So 4chan is a website, and within 4chan there are these messaging boards,
Yes.
and they're individual
Yes.
boards specific to like-minded people.
Yes.
So when did you first start going on to 4chan?
Since 2014.
Oh, okay. All right. And how did you learn about 4chan?
I was informed about it by a friend at college.
Oh, okay. All right. And was he on it as well? Or?
Yes.
Okay. What's his name?
Yes.
I don't wish to
Okay.
answer.
Okay, I understand. What's the general the topic within these message boards?
Well, on B, or random, the general topic is random. It's literally any random topic. On R9K, they call us space robots.
Okay.
The topic is usually frustrations at an inability to lose one's virginity, specifically for young males.
Okay.
Poll, which is politically incorrect, is the general topic is.
I love how whenever he asks some questions that probably like don't fucking matter at all, he's like, don't want to answer. And then he gets on to other stuff, and now it's like, oh yeah, I used to go on to 4chan and look at stuff that's complaining about never being able to lose your virginity and stuff. It's like, you're really obsessed with this shit.
Let me give you my encyclopedic knowledge of these weird boards I frequent.
Yeah.
There you go.
About being an incel.
It's basically political discussions with an alt-right bias.
Political discussions with an alt-right, so you're ultra-conservative, or you're
Yes.
like in the American definition you'd be ultra-Republican.
Yes.
Okay, so what would your political views be in the alt-right message board?
I actually don't have any political views. I only the only reason I have talked with them was just because I enjoyed their style of conversation.
Okay, and what was the style of conversation?
It was very blunt and honest.
So what would it be? What would it typically focus around, or what would the typical conversations contain?
Red pill truths about why women choose to date obnoxious men.
Date the Chads.
Yeah.
The Chads of this world.
Yeah.
Oh,
Basically,
no.
the Stacy's going for the.
I fucking hate Chads. Okay.
He knows the words. He knows
Red
the
pill,
words.
Chads, we've got it all, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Incel Town.
And he's using this to relate to him some more. Like, Chads, yeah, I fucking hate that shit. Okay, the Chads would always be taking the bitches, and I was way smarter than they was. Sure, I was short back then, but I was smarter. Okay?
Kicking sand in my face at the beach, taking my best girl, man.
Fucking Chads, man.
That's ruined my life.
Exactly. The Stacys are the dizzy dumb girls dating the goofy jocks.
Yeah.
Right. So you call them Stacys.
Oh, this yeah.
I've heard that term before.
Working his life
I've done a
crow
little
at
bit
this
of,
point.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Reading, and I know a little bit about involuntary
Celibacy.
Celibacy, right? So being celibate, involuntarily celibate. What does that mean?
That means celibacy means someone who never has sexual intercourse.
Right.
Involuntary celibacy means this wasn't your choice. You essentially have been thrown into true forced loneliness, and you're unable to lose your virginity.
Right.
This is especially painful for young males.
Okay, I just want to take a moment here. I'm not advocating for this, but there is a solution for this man's problem, and I'll just say, it's the world's oldest profession, and leave it at that. $100, you're done. Probably cheaper if you go down to the part of town where there's lots of crack.
Dude, here's something about it is like when I look at someone like this, he's obviously a bit different than the average just incel, because he is like, I guess severely, like, did they say autistic in the beginning? I think that's what they said. I think he's autistic or something like that.
On the spectrum.
But a lot of people that are incels, to me, like, a lot of them seem to be just like okay looking guys, and the problem probably lies in them being too picky about who they're willing to get with, because like a lot, like some of these guys will be maybe somewhat kind of ugly. It's like, yeah, go find a somewhat kind of ugly bitch, okay? like seriously, like I bet like a guy like this, he's not the best looking guy, but he's not like some fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame or something looking guy or something. He's a decent, average looking guy, and it's like he could get laid. He could have been getting laid lots of times. Either is like too weird or he is too picky, and I bet it might be a combination of the two. But I bet the main problem is the picky part. That seems to be the problem with these incels, is that they want to sit there and they want to be the pickiest motherfuckers ever. But they don't like. But they're so flawed themselves. They don't get why they're not getting the fucking the hottest bitches out there, you know, and stuff like that. You know, what do you guys think? You agree? Agree with me?
I agree.
Okay,
I think.
Good.
First, sorry, you mentioned this and I forgot. When did you first go on to 4chan?
2014.
2014, and specifically when in 2014?
May 23, 2014.
Oh my God!
When was this interview done?
I'm not sure. Someone would have to look into that real quick. The interrogation of Alek. Maybe somebody can look it up.
Because I only asked because the further, like, I don't remember when this happened. But like the further away the dates are of that date he just gave,
yeah,
from memory, and the date of the incident, the weirder that is, right?
One thing that makes me kind of feel like, even though it is really weird hearing him say that, one aspect of it that I feel like maybe makes it less weird is, I don't know how 4chan looks and stuff, but maybe if you go to someone's profile, it just like is really big and advertised when they joined. If it was, this was done in 2018, so here, remember the date from 4 years later. I don't know. Yeah, it sounds very weird.
He had it right in his pocket.
Yeah.
Now that might just be a function of how his brain works, because spectrum and all that.
Yeah, seems like that's the case.
So still though, like what? and maybe the reason why you were laughing before I started yapping, as soon as we paused, I suspect, is because that's an extremely specific detail.
Oh, yeah.
Again. Like,
yeah.
You just letting it fly.
I think it really does give us an insight on how his brain works. It works very different than ours. That's for sure. Than the average person. It's supposed to be Scotty. Oh God, I hope not. Hit the like button for me, guys. How many likes are we at?
Not enough.
Not enough. That's the fucking answer. Let me see. Let's get to 20 likes, guys. 20 cool guy likes.
And how were you able to remember that?
Because I remember that was a very significant day.
Okay. What was that?
That was when Elliot Rodger decided to essentially commit an uprising, a beta uprising, if you will,
right,
against the Chads and the Stacys.
Okay.
That was another incel dude, huh? Yeah. I remember that guy a little bit.
Was that a shooting or something? Elliot Rodger.
I remember seeing him do videos, and I think that was his issue. He was an incel and shit. Yeah. I just faintly remember watching his stuff. That is so weird.
Okay, and that was in the United States?
Yes.
So explain to me this movement. What's this movement about?
It's basically a movement of angry incels, such as myself, who are unable to get laid. Therefore, we want to overthrow the Chads, mm-hmm, which would force the Stacys to be forced to reproduce with the incels.
Would force them? What? What kind? These people are crazy. Is that the real?
Holy moly!
That's their. What?
Gonna get rid of the Chads so they can get all the hot chicks.
Yeah, they'll be forced to. They'll be forced to do it. Holy shit.
Some Nazi incel bullshit.
Yeah, that is so crazy. Come on, Jack. Come on. No. Get down.
This guy's never seen an angry woman before. He's never been in a room with an angry woman that's like with sharp objects and feeds with his life. You ain't making a planet full of women do things they don't want to do. They will just band together and get all of the kitchen utensils, and it would be over for males. They would. There is that saying, hell hath no fury like a woman's gone. You're an idiot, mate.
I can't believe the direction this took. Now it's like, so I wonder how big this whole thing is with a bunch of incels having that kind of mentality where they literally want to get rid of the Chad so that the females are forced to be with them, and they think, they'll become lesbians. That's what they'll do. They'll be like, fuck that. We'd rather fuck each other than you motherfuckers. Okay, bunch of weirdos.
They'll use science to reproduce, and here's a tip for the men out there. One day that will be accomplished, and then we better be real careful, because then women really don't need us anymore in our days, maybe.
Dude, I'd start fucking other bitches if that was the case. If I was a girl in that kind of world, I'd be fuck that. Fuck that. I'll start scissoring everybody. I ain't down for you incels. Okay? Scissor time.
The scissor queen.
Instead of hammer time, scissor time. All right.
Incels. Right. Okay. When you say incels,
involuntary celibate.
Celibate. So that's just
not celebrities, no.
for fellas who
can't get laid.
Can't have sex. Right. Okay. And what happened in the Elliot Rogers uprising? What did he do?
I know he used a gun as well as a vehicle to convert the life status of certain individuals to death status.
That piece of shit.
I'm not gonna say who it is, but he sounds a little bit like somebody that I've talked to recently when he talks that way.
Listen, do you remember the Elliot Rogers case? Do you remember that kid? He was this. Now, if I'm wrong, Two Guns, jump in and correct me. I do believe he was from a pretty affluent family somewhere in America. It was at L.A., Cali, somewhere. He went to a really nice. It was like, we're talking where you see those nice palm trees. Beverly Hills ain't too far away from wherever the hell he was. And he just wasn't an ugly kid, but he just, for some reason, couldn't talk.
Yeah, he was a good-looking kid. It's weird. Yeah.
Couldn't just
cuckoo for fucking Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just couldn't communicate. And then one day his twig snapped, and he just made a little vid, and then went, and yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
And this guy thinks that dweebsy.
Wow.
You are so broken.
Well, we haven't identified that yet, but it looks like that's where this is heading toward. That's where he's obviously working towards asking him. He's going to ask him about the situation. Then what do you think about what he did? You know, and you're probably right. That's exactly where this is probably heading. He's his hero.
Only to carry the message that incels can't be oppressed.
Right. So it was an act of rebellion.
Yes.
It was out of frustration and anger.
You could call it an incel rebellion.
Incel rebellion, exactly. Right. Yeah. Okay.
An incel rebellion. If you guys want to get me to drink more, let's get some more tips coming through, guys. Yeah, let's get more tips. Tell them, Two Guns. Yell at them.
More tips.
Yeah.
More tips.
So what did you discuss with these guys?
We discussed our frustrations at society and being unable to get laid, and we were plotting a certain timed strikes on society in order to confuse and shake the foundations, just to put all the normies in a state of panic.
Okay, and who would be a normie?
Normie means normal people. That would be anyone who is considered to be normal by the unfair standards of society.
But not the Chads or Stacy's.
Chads and Stacy's are actually above normies, or at least they think they're above normies.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So is it fair to say you've got Chads and Stacy's up here, normies down here, and then you've got celebs who believe that they are being repressed? Incels, sorry.
Yes.
Incels who believe they're being.
And if you guys feel that Baba Booey should be gotten rid of in the chats, got rid of him, okay? Go ahead and got rid of him. I don't care. Okay, he's trying to tell me what to do. Don't be telling me what to do, Baba Booey. Shut up. Okay.
Suppressed or repressed, and so as a result,
the
even
booze
the playing
police
field.
are here, guy.
I don't think that's cool.
They convert the.
I don't think you're cool.
Stacy's and Chads
Baba
from
Booey.
living to dead, and to
so
make
that we come out on top.
Yeah, more than so. Is there? So the targets? Who would the targets for this uprising be?
All of the alpha males.
All the alpha males. So the Chads.
Yes.
So those are the people that you want to kill.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And who else?
Any of the Stacys who do not wish to give their love and affection to the incels.
So they're a target as well.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, we don't necessarily wish to kill the normies, but we do wish to subjugate them in order to make them understand that that our type is the more superior one.
Right.
Yeah, he's superior.
Meaning either imprison them or put them in a lower.
This is crazy.
Might makes right. It's definitely not like the exact thing he's basic. Like all these cats, what they're really against is a different version of the same idea of might makes right. Jocks, hot, whatever. It's
crazy.
It's the same fucking problem, but on purpose instead of organic, and somehow that's better. Fucking idiot.
It's like this guy is a member of a very shitty group of Astartes of the Emperor's incels. Like, fucking Jesus. The dogmatic bullshit that this guy's coming out with. It's nearly quasi-religious. It's frightening. Yeah. Seriously, just world's oldest profession, $100. You're done.
Crazy thing is he's not the only person. There's probably a whole bunch of people that are part of this Borg people or what, I don't know what that think this way. They all have these same stupid ass ideas. Because like that's the thing is like the internet can be such a great place and it can be such a horrible place, and I think this is one good example of how it could be such a horrible place, because he may have not done this kind of thing if he didn't have a place to go to where there's a bunch of people. What's the kind of word I'm looking for? Like
an echo chamber.
Yeah, and that makes him think that his ideas are right and everything. The more he sees a bunch more people agreeing with him and having these ideas, the more he thinks, oh, I'm right. You know, the more it God, I can't even think of the right word I'm looking for here.
They're the tenets of his belief system. This is how cults start, and then eventually you get things like Christianity, which was it was a cult.
Yeah,
that's how it started. It was just a cult. 2,000 years later, ruins lots of really cool stuff for a lot of other people that aren't a member of the cult. And this guy, the dogmatic, quasi-religious that he just came out with, it's just like he's been indoctrinated into this because he basically can't talk to girls. Now, the other point is, most of the people in this chat room have been out in social settings and have tried their luck, we'll just say, and been knocked back. You might, for the rest of the night, you might go, but the next night, usually back out there trying your luck again. And on a good night, you'll take the knockback and turn straight to a friend and go, well, how about you? Want a drink? And eventually, through just actions of rinse, repeat, you'll meet someone that'll be crazy enough to go, yeah, let's have a drink. That's how I ended up with someone who'd been on and off for 30 freaking years, which is just even more mad when you think about it. But if I can find somebody, and I am a big bag of crazy, and they're just. I don't understand how he turned into that. All because he couldn't get. Laid.
I struggle with girls still. Now, lately, it's different than it was in high school. It's more an aversion to those social settings where I'm likely to find a partner. But, yeah, I know why that's the case. It's because I'm not doing the work or having the fun, depending on how you think about it. And, like, I get bummed when I get rejected. And depression's a bitch. Shit stacks up. Shit feels worse than it really is. Bitch. But, no, in no way, shape, or form will hurting other people fix that.
Actually, I've just thought of something here. This generation doesn't even go through what we went through, like my generation of going to actual physical locations and nightclubs filled with hundreds of people and trying your freaking luck.
Oh no, that
this
absolutely
is the generation
still...
of swipe left, swipe right.
No.
He doesn't even know what a proper legit rejection. He's probably never stood in front of a hottie and gone, want to drink, want to go, and been told no. He's probably never had anyone swipe. What's the way they swipe? It's left or right to pick
right,
someone.
Right. Right accepts, left rejects.
Right. Well, he's never had anyone swipe right, and that's what this has led to. It's like, Jesus.
Everybody swipes right on me.
I'm going to push on that a little bit because I live in a college town, and every single weekend from the peak of summer to the dead of winter, the bars are packed.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I think the old-fashioned way, at least in terms of where the initial meeting happens, probably still the dominant way. Or a dominant way, but online dating is still very much on the rise, and again, like the reason I haven't had a lot of luck there is because I never open the fucking apps and I never follow through with the conversations, and to be fair, I don't do that because 99 times out of 100, I'm swiping with land whales or bots, scam bots.
Listen, check your DMs, swipe right, baby, wink.
I never messaged you. Hit me up on Instagram. Ballsucker69. Yeah. We just need to get your credit card on this weird, obscure dating website, camgirl website, just to confirm your age. We're not going to sell it to some weird country where terrorists will steal it.
Just ignore that .ru URL. Don't worry about it.
No, but the fact that, in my case, the simple fact of the matter is I've gotten real comfy chilling in my bedroom all the time. And the only reason that's the case is because this is what I want to do. And, it's no one else's fault. And it's no one else's fault that this guy, either put in no effort or his efforts failed to reattenuate how he interacts with people. And like she basically was saying, if you let yourself just chill in an echo chamber, why is it called an echo chamber? Because you hear the same thoughts you're having repeated back at yourself over and over and over again. And whether you like it or not, that reinforces them. This dude is now openly admitting to a senior detective somewhere in Canada that he and his internet bros were plotting a subjugation of the normie with rented vans. Ladies and gentlemen, the peak of dating, human dating. Good, join sidewalkvans.com where you can meet the love of your life splattered all over your windshield.
I just want to get a really big gun and kick off this freaking
large
dethroning of the chat.
Big. He likes large guns.
Large guns and violent video games.
I want a super massive gun then, and I want to kick off the dethroning of the Chads immediately.
I hate those Chads.
Do this.
I've had enough of them getting all the pussy.
Dang,
I want
Chads.
the pussy. All right, So, I have a glass here with ice in it, but no alcohol in it, okay? This is a freaking problem, okay? Tell them, Red Eye.
This is a problem.
Yeah, let's get more tips coming through, guys. Keep me drinking. All right? More tips coming through. Let's get it. Oops.
Alcohol was he in JF chats? Probably. Oh no, not JF.
Society.
Okay.
So that they acknowledge the incels or the Pepe the Frog types as the more superior ones.
So, okay, so you're saying things that I'm not familiar with.
Sorry.
What's a Pepe the
But
Frog?
he's a mascot on 4chan.
He's a mascot?
Yes.
Oh, mascot on 4chan.
Yes.
And he's
I was using a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's actually worshipped quite frequently.
Oh, okay. Who did you have conversation with first? Let me ask you that.
Elliot.
So how did you learn of Elliot?
Yeah, like
Because
Elliot's fuckboy face. Like
on the
you could, like, there's no like looking at him. There's no reason.
Did he
He's the
just say when did you? Did he just say when did you first have a conversation with Eric? You might want to bump that back 20 seconds to make sure I think that's what he just said.
I was talking. Yeah, I'll shut up.
Better shut up.
Sorry.
sorry.
What's a Pepe the
but
Frog?
he's a mascot on 4chan.
He's a mascot?
Yes.
Oh, mascot on 4chan.
Yes.
And he's
I was using a metaphor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's actually worshipped quite frequently.
Oh, okay. Who did you have conversation with first? Let me ask you that.
Elliot.
So how did you learn of Elliot?
Shit.
Because on the we private message each other on.
Oh, they talked.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
On Reddit.
Yep.
After I saw one of his posts, and we just talked about each other, got to know each other, and we found each other very interesting. We both had the same frustrations at society, despite being separated by distance so far apart.
Right. Did you ever visit him?
No, but I wish I could have.
Yeah. Did he ever come and visit you?
I wish I
he
could have.
did.
Yeah. When specifically did you first contact or have contact with Elliot?
January of 2014.
2014.
Oh.
And when did you stop having communication with him?
As soon as he was deceased.
Okay. So his act, I know, took place in 2014, but I wasn't aware of the exact day. What day was it?
May 23, 2014.
May 23rd. Yeah, you said that. So when did you last speak to him?
May 20.
May 20th. And so what did he tell you?
We spoke to him 3 days before the incident? Is that what he just said? Is it
Yes,
May 20th?
sir.
May 20th?
He
Yeah.
certainly said
Wow.
that he has to go. He is on a very important mission, and he might not make it back alive.
And so what did you say to him?
I kind of had an idea in my head of what he was planning, but I didn't want to think it was true at the time. So I replied and said, I wish you good luck with that.
Right on. Okay. And so you last speak to him on March 20th.
May 20th.
May 20th, 2014.
Yes.
He commits.
See what he just did there?
act.
He's just nailing him to the wall about remembering things. Like he's recalling shit from how long ago was it? 4 years prior. He's remembering conversations on specific fucking days.
Yeah,
There's no way in hell that he can go back and go, so traumatized, can't remember anything. It's like, bullshit.
that, and it's still crazy to think that at any moment in this interrogation he was going by the I'm not. My lawyer told me not to speak about this. I don't want to talk about this or whatever. And now he just keeps pouring gold. He just keeps giving him everything he wants. He's asking
giving him more than he wants. He's like, yo, we were planning a series of coordinated strikes on the normies.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
What?
I was part of a group that wanted to do this kind of stuff, and then fucking it's crazy how deep it goes. I had no clue.
Yeah, dude,
this is gonna lead to this. Wow.
This is seriously like the Emperor's incels declare exterminatus on all the Chads. It's like, damn. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Crazy shit.
Acts on the 23rd of May.
Yes.
And when did you learn that what he had done?
I saw it on the news later that night.
Later on the 23rd?
Yes.
Okay. And what did you think?
I thought that I came to the understanding that this is the mission that he had to carry out.
Okay. All right. And anything else?
I felt kind of proud of him for
acts
of bravery.
Okay.
Yeah, my lawyer told me not to speak.
Yeah. You should order dinner now, dude, or maybe have a piss break and just have a nice big hot cup of shut the fuck up.
How you started to change your thinking? Was any of that going on?
I was starting to feel radicalized at that time.
You were, okay. And when you say radicalized, what do you mean by that?
Meaning, I felt it was time to take action and not just sit on the sidelines and to just fester in my own sadness.
Right on. Okay.
Oh, Jesus
So,
Christ!
what takes
Hold on, wait, stop. This is. So he's just asked. You heard your friend has, and now no longer with us, and you felt like this is. He's just admitted that 4 years ago that he started traveling down the path of what he just. Oh, that's a lot of premeditation.
Oh,
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a huge amount of premeditation.
So you're going to be charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder. You know that means that involves planning and shit, right? Okay, cool. So how much planning did you do? Well, let me tell you all about. Let me show you the board with the yarn and the cutouts. Like, Jesus.
As part of this growing radicalization.
Check his hands out.
To be honest, the planning didn't occur until about a month ago. Most of it was actually just thinking and daydreaming.
Okay, all right. So the thinking and daydreaming, when did that start?
That started about a month after the rebellion in May of 2014.
Okay, so
so in June I started thinking about this stuff.
And then that continued right up till about a month ago?
Yes, which is when I booked the van with the rider in order to use as a tool for.
Imagine being the lawyer trying to defend this guy.
Okay,
like,
all right. So take me through that process. What was going through your mind, and what were you thinking when you were doing all of this? What was going on?
I was thinking that it was a time that I stood up to the Chads and Stacys.
Okay. And then, so what happened? So tell me what takes place.
So I booked the van.
Yep.
And then I just simply wait until today.
Yep.
And then I go rent the van, and then I drive it, take it downtown to Toronto.
Okay.
And I just start using it as a weapon.
Okay. All right. And so when you say that, what do you mean by that?
Wow.
Meaning.
Doesn't want to say what's your friend's name at school? I do not wish to answer that.
Yeah, right.
Fucking been thinking about this shit for 4 years ever since my fucking bro, the leader of the fucking Emperor's incels, decided to do what he did. Then I've just been mulling this over and brewing and just letting it ferment in my fucking head. And then you know what? Saw an opportunity. Booked the van, I do believe he said a month before. They don't need any more premeditation than that. It's like, you plan that shit 2 hours beforehand, you're pretty well screwed at that point. He's just admitted, I've been premeditating this shit for at least a month, but more like 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I've wanted to like murder people and some normies for like a long time. I just haven't been able to decide how to do it. And then I spoke to this Elliot guy, and he was like, bro, just go to Ryder, rent a van. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go rent a van and drive it into people.
he used it as a weapon. Okay, it's different than that. Okay.
No, it's exactly that. Including the accent.
The vehicle collided with several pedestrians, some of who are no longer alive as a result.
Right, okay. Can I ask, why were you looking specifically for a truck?
Because it would be large enough to inflict severe damage.
Okay, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
And in this thinking, what were you thinking specifically?
About how the foundations of the world would be shooken by this event.
Okay. And when you say that, what do you mean by the foundations of this world?
Meaning that I was fairly confident that others would be inspired to repeat the same actions as
oh,
me.
God.
Basically
wow.
Just to overthrow society.
Hoping for copycats.
He wants more people to do what he did.
Yeah, all the incels are going to come out of their fucking mum's basements, rent trucks, and start the revolution. Down with the Chads, mate. You plonker.
Now, what are you thinking while you're in the van?
I'm thinking that this is it. This is the day of retribution.
Okay. And anything else in your mind?
Just that. That's the only thing that's in my mind. It's just burning in my mind.
Burning in your mind.
Yeah. I'm thinking that this is it. I see all these people. It's time to go for it.
Time to go for it. And what do?
I floor the pedal.
Yep.
I speed the van towards them, and I allow the van to collide with them.
Okay. And then what happens?
Some people get knocked out of the way. Some people roll over the top of the van.
Okay. And then what happens?
I continue doing that until, in fact, actually, to be honest, the only reason I stopped my attack was because someone's drink got splashed on my windshield, and I was worried that I would crash the van anyway, so I decided, okay, now I wanted
Wow, someone's drink saved a bunch of people's lives there. At least probably a couple people's lives, I bet there then. Holy shit.
All right, everyone, go to McDonald's and get your tactical soft drink today.
Isn't that crazy to think that someone's drink, it was obviously probably one of the people he hit, there's drinks splashed on, that probably saved a couple of more people, if not you know, who knows how much more people's lives. That's crazy.
So what you're saying is that we should all immediately design it's like a ghillie suit, but instead of blending in with your environment, you're just covered in like fast food large beverage containers that are filled with drink, and you might get taken out, but you're going to save the life of the next poor sod down the road.
Sure, you look stupid, but you're a hero. Okay? You're a
and
hero.
You'll never be dehydrated.
More, but I've kind of been foiled by a lack of visibility. So then that's when I turned right, and I saw the cops approaching, so I decided to pull over and get out of my van.
Okay.
His analytical and strategic preparation for the attack, and the attentive precautions he took for each step, shows an individual with a visibly corrupt, yet undeniably balanced mind. He is not insane, and what the detective has got him to divulge in the last hour of this interrogation will prove that in a court of law.
I see a patrol car pull over, and I hear the cops screaming at me to get out, so I get out, and I point my wallet at the cop with the intent for it to be confused with a gun so that I could be fatally shot.
Okay.
Suicide by cop. Denied.
Something you were thinking about?
Yes.
I know. I mean, what I'm saying
is even before.
It's like life is just a video game to him or something. It's like didn't affect him emotionally at all. This whole idea that he killed a bunch of people and he was even trying to get himself killed in the end. And it's just it's like he's talking about anything else. Like, yeah, I got the mail. I went and got some McDonald's on Saturday.
He wanted to be the spark of a revolution, and like his hand gesture says it all. Like, if you know anything about body language and stuff, the way he's got his hands there and the way he's sitting, See how he's all hunched over? And like, very... Yeah, he knows. He wants to be a martyr, except a martyr of shit, because I don't even know your name now, and I'm watching your interview. I've seen your name written. I can't recall your first name or even the first letter of it. I remember what you did, but I don't remember who you are, and I had no idea that he was an incel. So, revolution failed.
Yeah, it's an interesting. It strikes me like a cognitive dissonance when I see, like, his delusions of grandeur about shaking the foundations of the world by crashing a van into a crowd, and but also I just wanted to be fatally shot so I could wait for respawn. What's the big deal?
Yeah, that's
for respawn.
The other thought I had was, well, of course you want to get killed after you perpetrate something like this for 1,000 reasons. You avoid punishment. You avoid any feelings of guilt that could arise. I don't think they would for him. And you don't get to measure what that legacy looks like, how it might not live up to your delusions. I hope he's still rotting, and I hope he knows. Rotting in jail, that is. I hope he knows that he failed.
Yeah, his attempts to be the incel Stalin have sadly failed miserably. So, bad luck, son. Bye-bye.
And I premeditated as an attempted suicide by cop.
You wanted to be killed by the police?
Yes.
Okay.
Suicidal tendencies are by no means enough to prove insanity on their own, but they can be used to argue detachment from oneself. If a defense team can prove that the defendant's self-interests were of no concern to himself, they can also lessen the perception of wickedness with relation to the lack of concern that he had for others. The detective will now attempt to garner information that the suspect, in reality, did not intend to die that day.
Can I ask why you decided to equip yourself with a wallet and not something else?
I was worried. I was thinking about purchasing a toy gun,
right.
But I was kind of paranoid that for whatever reason, the rental company would ask to see my pockets or any bag if I chose to bring that. So I decided to go as stealthy as possible so no one suspects anything.
Okay, all right.
The prosecution during his trial will most likely argue that he could have picked up the van first and then retrieved a toy gun afterwards.
Nevertheless, you get out of the van, the officer, correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to make sure I get this right. You get out of the van because the officer orders you out?
Yes.
Okay.
He was ordered out of the van at gunpoint. Had he hit the gas at that moment, he would have most likely been shot, and the prosecution can argue that he was in fear of that happening, which is why he complied with the orders.
And you want to die by suicide by police, so you point your wallet at him?
Yes.
Okay, and do you say anything to the officer?
I actually told him that I had a gun in my pocket, which was untrue.
Right.
Then I twice stuck my left hand in my pocket and attempted to do this just to provoke a reaction.
Okay.
Unfortunately he didn't react.
Right.
So then I ended up being ordered to the ground. So I knew at that point he's not going to shoot me. So I've lost. So I had no choice but to just get on the ground.
Okay, so just walk me through this step by step, because I'm a little confused. So you get out of the van, you turn right, you can't see, you hear the police, you know they're coming, you see the police officer approach, you stop your vehicle, you realize this is the end. He orders you out, you get out of the van.
Yes.
Now your plan was to die by suicide by cop. So you said you reached into your pocket twice.
Well, originally I the entire time I was holding my wallet with my right hand, but then when I saw that wasn't working, I reached into my pocket with my left hand and quickly pulled it out and formed my hand into the shape of a gun like this.
Okay.
with the hope that he would panic and shoot me. That, of course, didn't happen.
This entire incident was captured on video.
Oh, there's the wallet.
These were the two motions that the suspect alleged were for the purpose of provoking a lethal response. They seem convincing, yet notice where the cop was looking and where his gun was pointed at that moment. Eyes looking to the right, away from the suspect, and weapon pointed towards the ground. The assailant most likely knew he wasn't going to be shot. The police officer was on his own, and was incredibly brave to initially confront the suspect without backup. Yet at this moment, he's assessed the threat and recognized there is no need to use deadly force. He wouldn't have taken his eyes off the attacker for even 1 second otherwise. This is further established by the fact that he takes his time to turn off the siren to try and de-escalate the situation.
Right, I just want to quickly point out, if this was in America, there would have been about 8 Hellfire missiles raining down on this dude's position already, with at least 150 cops in different sorts of armor just unleashing hell on his, like, the whole city block would just be a smoking freaking crater. If someone did that in America, just everyone would open fire on him.
To be honest, you know, with this kind of situation, though, I could see it very justified for him to have gotten shot. He just mowed down a shit ton of people, and then he got out looking like maybe he's a threat. I don't know. I think cops' lives matter too. So I you know, I mean, like when there is danger, or there seems to be danger that could be towards you or other cops or civilians and stuff, you gotta take that down. You gotta stop it. You know, I mean,
yeah, and I'm with
in this situation, I could see it more justified than a lot of the times we see cops, doing bullshit, cop brutality stuff.
I think almost every, well, this is, I've seen a lot of instances of attempted suicides by cop that don't become that. Because, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously it'll vary officer to officer, place to place. But, like, I wonder if they can tell. I mean, for one thing, it's a wallet. And if this dude's vision is good enough and his experience and training good enough, you can tell a wallet isn't a gun. So, yeah. But there, there are lots of cops in the U.S. who would have handled this situation very similarly and been able to take this guy alive. Maybe statistically fewer, but you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy stuff for you. Don't make me buy stuff.
The police officer holsters his pistol and takes out his baton to avoid the use of unnecessary lethal force. As soon as he takes his advancing first step, the assailant immediately gives up.
Chicken shit.
Charged the guy while the cop was drawn, and that would have been
the assailant, who had just purposely inflicted an untold amount of pain and suffering on so many lives, surrendered at the very first sign that he himself was to encounter any sort of physical discomfort.
And so, realizing that the officer wasn't going to shoot you, what did you do at that point?
I realized I had no choice but to get on the ground because I was probably going to be tackled anyways or tased, and if I'm going to live, I'd rather not encounter a physically painful experience, so I decided I have no choice but to admit defeat at that point.
Right, okay. And so when you say admit defeat, what did you do?
I got on the ground.
Okay. That's quite an experience. That is quite a...
Not the usual everyday experience.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Did I miss anything?
I believe that's everything.
Alec, I thank you for talking to me. I really do. I really appreciate that. You've given me some...
It's really weird how not only the person has to come in and talk to them nicely and stuff, but probably the weirdest thing about it is that they have to hear them tell this crazy story and just kind of act like it's, you know, it's like whatever. He's just telling me what he, you know, he's just telling me like,
oh yeah, okay, well,
what he did the other day, like, or whatever.
That makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
What would you do next?
That's a crazy experience. I can't believe it. Well, how interesting. You know,
Yeah,
like
sadly, here's a sad reality. A lot of these veterans, up until recently, used to be fucking alcoholics and get in other things just as a coping mechanism, because they'd hear story after story after story dealing with this horrific side of human nature.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm hoping that this guy's in Canada. They may have some sort of programs, but they've got counselors or, you know, psychologists. Yeah, I hope they visit regularly to talk about stuff, because it's a dark, very dark work environment, isn't it? Listening to this dude just coldly recollect what he did, and like you said, you've got to maintain this really diplomatic, friendly thing so you can get that conversation flowing. And he was smart about it. He's talked about you had a sandwich, you need a drink, if you need to go to the toilet, blah blah blah. If you get uncomfortable, you just let me know, buddy. I'm here for you. By the end of it, the dude's going, yeah, hide the van. Been thinking about this shit for 4 years, and I went out and skittled a bunch of folks. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
wow.
It's mind blowing. We got the video's about done here.
I appreciate it too.
How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
Alek Minassian's trial date is set
feeling
for
good.
February 3rd, 2020.
Wait, what was set for 2020?
His trial. So then maybe a verdict, or COVID may have delayed it. You should have a quick look to see if there's any trial results, maybe.
Oh, I'm willing to bet he ain't ever getting out. Like,
no, it'd just be interesting to see, because some places like Norway, for instance, remember that guy that did the mass shooting at the political camp? Well, he's not going to be in jail forever.
mm-hmm.
They eventually have to let him out by their their justice laws. He's the maximum time someone's allowed to be sent to prison for is, I forget the exact length of time, but not a penny more will he be. They kick him out.
Yes, that's like that's what I was saying recently, is one of the craziest things about watching these kind of videos is knowing that a lot of these people, especially if they were young serial killers, like some of the ones we watch where they're like 15 and stuff, we're gonna see them come back out and they're gonna be like pretty able-bodied and stuff. They're gonna be roaming around the streets. People that, like, I don't know, it's pretty crazy that like that little girl who killed her, the little neighbor girl and buried her or whatever, like, I bet if you look into it, I can't remember how long she got sentenced for, but I feel like it was like 25 years or something like that. She's gonna get out when she's like 40 years old or something like that. It's like, it's crazy to think that that she's gonna be out on the streets again, like someone like that. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, he was convicted on all charges.
Yeah, he probably will never. Well, I don't know. When will he get out? 2 guns? We need to know so we can run away.
He's eligible for parole in 25 years from the date of sentencing, and I very much doubt that's going to happen, because there's at least 10 families that are missing someone, and they'll be there to advocate for his forever imprisonment. And no parole. Okay.
Yeah. Sentenced life in prison with no parole for 25 years. So.
Well, there you go. So you can start applying for parole in 25 years, and they can deny him. So that's
He'll
good.
be in his 50s, and yeah, they can deny him. Nominal sentence is life.
He is spending the prime of his existence, the best years of his life,
As
a cock holster. Yay!
Yeah, basically he's a dick warmer. Congratulations.
I'm gonna probably end this stream soon. I'm gonna take a dab before I end this stream, but I'll tell you guys what. If we get get $50 in tips before this stream ends, I'll do another Dank Dumpster tonight. It's crazy. My craziest idea yet. Am I psycho, Two Guns? Am I as crazy as the guy we just watched?
Maybe. Just maybe. I think you could be.
Yeah? So yeah, I'm going to take a dab. If by some crazy chance we can get $50 before the stream ends, another Dank Dumpster episode is coming tonight. Boom.
That is crazy.
I'm a psycho. They should lock me up instead of that guy. Right?
Okay. Lock him up.
Lock him up. Throw away the freaking keys.
I only have fuzzy cups.
Billy said he's got 10 on it. Or 5 on it, maybe 10. Alright, so Billy's got 10 on it. Okay. Do it, Billy. Show people you got 10 on it. Let's see. What did you say about my wing wang Two Guns? And if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to hit the like button for me. If we could get to 20 or 30 likes, that'd be real cool on the stream. Be cool if we could beat the amount of likes that we got on the last stream, which was like 26 or something. Sheb got locked up, they won't let Sheb out. Sheb got locked up, they won't let Sheb out. So what did you guys think about that whole story? The greatest?
Pretty fucking wild.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some other stuff that I have learned about recently that I wanted to go over. One of them has to do with picking your nose. You'll see when it happens. Okay, you don't want to miss the nose picking.
Oh,
whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Why does Two Guns sound like Tina from Bob's Burger to me? Because he is Tina from Bob's Burger. He's special like that. So, Billy Boy Blue coming through with a $10 tip. If we can get $40 more, I will do another Dank Dumpster episode. Let me take a dab or do.
What, is the series just over if you don't get it?
Yeah, it's over. The whole thing's over.
The whole channel's gone.
Mango. We can cover the nose picking episode for the next one. It can be the next episode. It's pretty low brow.
Oh, I don't hang out with that.
Hey! Two Guns. Thank you, Big Balls. Two Guns coming through with a $20 tip. If we can get $20 more, do another Dank Dumpster right after this. I'll end the stream and then schedule another Dank Dumpster. One maybe about nose picking. That's the best. Who doesn't like nose picking? I know Two Guns does. I watched him pick his nose once. It's true.
I don't want to answer that.
Did you ever see the video where I picked my nose and I wiped it on my kitty?
Yeah. It's my favorite video. That's
a classic Shabisky video right there. I should do like a 24-hour like Shabisky picking his nose and wiping on his cat stream. Where I just play that video over and over again. See, I bet it'll blow up. Two Guns up in this bitch, yeah? Come on, guys, let's get $20 more. We could do that. We could do $20 more. Oh, damn. And I can pour another glass here. Did he find any berries? Yeah. Oh, damn. They won't let me out, no.
Oh, yeah.
Hey! Billy Boy Blue coming through with a $10 tip said, you aren't cool until you pick your nose, son. Thank you, BBB. $10 more. Let's get it, guys. 10 more. We could do that. Only 10 more.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Hicks. Dude. Thank you, big balls. Bill Hicks coming through with a 20. You're a fucking boss. Thank you, guys. All right. That means I'm going to end this stream and then schedule another one immediately. I'll just have to make the thumbnail first real quick. So yeah, thank you to everybody that supported, and peace out. There'll be